Resume na natin. Oops, ano yan? Ito. Alright, so tapos na tayo sa number 3. So sa number 4, hindi ko na ito ipapakita since sobrang dali lang naman niya. So if the slope is less than 0.5, then set the variable flag to 0. Else, set the flag to 1. So, yan, napaka-straightforward. Gagamit lang kayo ng greater than or less than. Okay? And then set the value to each corresponding value. Okay? And then 5, 6, and then 7. So, I will leave those exercises as your, ano bang tawag dito? Working or assignment, the practice assignment. Okay. So, bakit practice assignment? Kasi hindi nyo talaga ito assignment. Practice nyo siya, oo. Okay. Pero hindi siya recorded. So, I call this one practice assignment. Okay? So, isa lang ang ipapagawa ko sa ngayon sa inyo dito. So, again, yun yung, wala. Ito, sample problem number 3. Okay? So, ito yung gawin nyo once na tapos na kayo dun sa quiz 1 and then quiz 2. Okay? Ito yung magiging third quiz nyo. Okay, so nasa na tayo? Sample problem number 7. So, says here, write a program that allows the user to input an integer. If the value is greater than or equal to 0, print the word positive. Otherwise, it is negative number. And then print the word negative. So, nagawa natin ito kanina. Pero ang ginawa natin kanina kasi is separate. Okay? So, if, and then yung condition na saka yung statement. And then another if, and then condition ulit saka statement. Pero dito, pinagsama na. Nasa iisang if, else, condition na lang siya. Okay? If x is greater than or equal to 0, of course, it will display positive. Other than that, of course, negative. Okay? So, very straightforward din naman itong sample problem number 7. So, I think wala kayong magiging problema dito. So, for sample problem number 8, you've been hired as a programmer by SFT or Sending Failed Telecoms, a mobile telecommunications company. So you are to write a program that will ask the user to input the number of text messages incurred by a SFT cell phone subscriber. So text messaging charge is computed based on the number of text messages. So charge is 0 for the first 100 messages. So initially, pag nakabot kayo ng hanggang 100, yun na yung pinaka-limit or pinaka-maximum na free text message nyo. Above that, text messages will be charged 50 centavos per message. Okay? So the program should output the charge incurred. So ito yung pinaka-sample interface natin wherein kayo mismo yung mag-i-input kung ilang text message na ba. Though pwede rin naman, maglagay lang kayo ng counter wherein kada send message nyo, mag-i-increment lang ng by 1 yung ito. Pero ito, para mas mabilis, pwede kayo maglagay ng text number pala. Okay? Pwede kayo maglagay ng number dito, let's say 150. So, of course, may formula yan. N text minus 100. So, ano tong N text na to? This is your text box 1, okay, which is this one. So, let's say nilagay mo dito is 150. So, 150 minus 100, which is now equal to 50. So, just multiply it to 0.5. Okay? Else, bill is equal to 0. Okay? So, actually, mag-fall na siya lagi dito. Kasi dito pa lang kapag nilagay mo 99 minus 100, of course, negative 1 na yun. Dito pa lang is less than or greater than 100. So, walang charge yun kasi negative naman siya. Negative 1 times 0.5 is negative 0.5. So, sila pa yung may utang sa'yo. So, ayun. So, lagi na lang dito, bill is equal to 0 kapag hindi pa umabot ng 100 text message yung nilagay ng user dito. Okay? And then text box to the text, dito nyo papakita yung bill, which is this one. And then finormat niya lang. And then yung variable bill, mismo yung value ng bill, which is ito, kung ano man yung compute nyo dito, at saka dito rin. And then naglagay siya ng currency. So since nasa Pilipinas tayo, of course, ang magpapakita ng currency is PHP. Okay? So pag nasa US tayo, of course, dollar sign naman. Okay, so yun lang naman para sa sample problem number 8. Next one is sample problem number 9. So you were hired as a programmer by TNP, Telepono ng Pilipino, a phone company. So TNP employs a metering scheme in computing the telephone bill. The metering scheme is as follows. All right, so for the first criteria, calls made on a weekday between 6 a.m. to 6:59 p.m. are charged at 7 pesos and 50 centavos per minute. And then charges made at other times during a weekday, so sabihin na natin 7 o'clock onwards hanggang 5:59 a.m. will be charged 5 pesos, okay, which is also weekday. And then anytime on weekend are charged at a rate of 3 pesos per minute. Okay, so weekdays 6 a.m. to 6:59 p.m. 7 pesos and 50 pesos per minute. Other than that, so let's say 7 o'clock hanggang 5:59 a.m. will be charged 5 pesos, which is also weekday. And then for weekends, 3 pesos for Saturday and Sunday. Okay? So your job is to write a program that will ask the user to enter the following information. So tatanungin niya yung user kung ano yung date, kung kailan siya tumawag, with the use of date time picker to control the format property long. Okay, and then for the time, when the call started, and then use date time picker again to control the format property time. So integer representing the duration of a call in minutes, assume that all calls are rounded to the next minute. Like for example, nag-last yung call ng 2 minutes and 35 seconds. So that will be billed as a 3-minute call. Okay? So meron tayong pinaka-example na dito. So based on the information entered, the program should print the bill corresponding to a call. Okay? So we have here a date time picker para malaman natin kung weekdays ba or weekend. And then meron tayong time of call para malaman natin yung para malaman natin yung oras. Kasi kung pasok, let's say weekdays siya, so meron tayong condition kapag 6 a.m. to 6:59 p.m. then 7 pesos 50 centavos per minute yung sisingilin. Kapag saan na yun? Ito, same pa rin dito. So 7 o'clock p.m. hanggang 5:59 a.m. will be charged 5 pesos. And then weekends will be 3 pesos. Okay? And then time of call. So ito naman para malaman natin kung anong oras naganap yung tawag. And then kung ilang oras yung tawag na yan. Okay? And then pagka-click nyo ng compute, dapat magpapakita dito yung total call bill. Okay? So, ganoon na naman sa sample problem number 9. Medyo complicated siya tignan since marami instruction. Pero once na nag-gets nyo yan, madali na lang yan. Okay? So, ito yung pinaka-code mismo ng program natin. So, ang ginawa niya is program niya yung button, which is, ito na nga yan, itong buong to. So, nag-declare siya ng iDay, iTime, iDuration as integer. And then, tcall bill as double for this one. Okay. So, nag-declare siya ng tatlong constant. Yun na yung mga babayarin or yung mga rates. So, week regular call, which is 6 a.m. to, 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 a.m. to 6:59 p.m. will be 7 pesos and 5 centavos. For weekdays then, pero ano siya, 7 o'clock p.m. hanggang 5:59 a.m. will be 5 pesos. And then weekends will be 3 pesos. Okay? So, of course, if-fetch natin yung day of week mismo sa day. Okay? So, daytime picker date, that value, that day of week. Para malaman natin kung weekends pa or weekdays. After that, alamin natin yung time. So, kapag nakuha na natin yung time, doon na natin malalaman kung pasok ba siya sa 7.5 or sa 5.0 na rating. Okay, and then iteration, so of course kayo naman yung maglalagay ng input. So blank to us initially. So ano yung nilagay ng user dyan, then yun yung makukuha natin value nito, text duration.text. Right, so for the first if condition, so hanggang dito, ito yung for regular call. So kung papansin ninyo, if ID is 1 to 5, so ito yung para malaman mo kung pasok siya sa weekdays. So Monday hanggang Friday. Then, if time will be, so itong time na to is yung oras na mismo. Okay? Gumamit tayo dito ng 24-hour format. So, kung papansin niyo yung 6 na to is 6 a.m. And then 18 is, yan yun, 12 plus 6, yeah. Hanggang 6 p.m. 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay? So, kapag true tong statement na to, confirm na nasa weekdays siya, and then at ganitong oras, ito yung gagawin yung computation. Okay? Other than that, so pwede kayong gumamit ng else, which is now, of course, ranging from 19 to 5, okay, for the I time. So, ang computation nyo na is weekdays call, which is 5 pesos. Else, okay, this one now is for weekends. Pag hindi tumama dito sa weekdays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pag hindi rin tumama dito sa another weekdays, which is 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. So, of course, magpo-fall na siya sa weekends. Ibig sabihin, nasa weekend lang yan. Okay? So, ang computation ng weekend natin is 3 pesos. Okay? So, yan, multiply nyo lang siya sa duration. Then, you will get this one. Okay? And then, text, total bill.text, of course, ito na yon, is equal to format. So, again, pinormat niya lang ulit. And then, ito na yung variable equal bill. So, magagaling yung value ng equal bill natin dito, dito, dito. So, depende. And then, currency, pinormat niya lang ito currency para magkaroon ng PHP dito. Okay? So, yun lang naman para dito sa sample problem number 9. So, any question or clarification so far? So, you can try this one. I highly suggest or recommend na yung mga natatapos nating example is gawin nyo rin. Okay? Di bali, nandiyan naman lahat ng code. Pwede nyo i-copy, paste. Alamin nyo lang kung paano yung, let's say, may mga error kasi hindi ito perfect. May mga minsan kulang, minsan sobra, gano'n. Ayusin nyo na lang. Okay? May mga suggestion naman kung ano yung mga dapat tanggalin or idagdag. Alright, so question bago tayo mag-proceed sa next example. Question or clarification? Alright, so isa lang narinig ko. How about the others? Miss Simsim. Miss Mika.
None, sir.
Okay, ano to? Mr. or Miss? Kel Luis. I think this one is woman.
Answer.
Mali ako. So lalaki ka pala, Mr. Kel. And then Justin Away. Any questions so far?
None, sir. None,
Alright.
sir.
Miss Simsim. Parang naalala ko to. Are you my student in Math 100 before? May clarification ba, Miss Simsim? Wala na yata siya dyan. I think in-open lang and then umalis na. Miss Kilian Wilson. Miss Jillian or Gillian? Answer. Right. RV. May question, Miss RV?
Sir, wala po.
Alright, that's good. Alright, so proceed na tayo. Okay, so ito na yun. Actually, ito yung pinaka-complete form ng if statement natin. So, if, then, else, if, else, and then, and if, plus. Okay? So, dali lang to. So, ito yung first statement or first condition. And then, meron tayo ulit another condition. Okay? And then, else, which will be always false. So, kung papansin niyo, meron na tayong dalawang true statement. So, pwede kayong magkaroon ng kahit ilang true statement. Okay? So, pwedeng 5, pwedeng 10. Bakit ganun? Kasi, let's say, yung value ng, say yung condition dito is, if textbox1.text is equal to 1, then, blah, blah, blah. How about kapag gusto mong gawin yon hanggang 10, 1 to 10. So, if textbox1.text is equal to 2, if textbox1.text is equal to 3. So, pwede kayong magkaroon ng kahit ilang true statement. Okay? Kapag walang tumama to, let's say, hindi nahanap ng computer mo yung hinahanap mo, let's say, magfo-fall na siya dito sa false statement. Okay? So, for you to appreciate this one, we have an example. So, if this is true, then these statements will be executed. Ngayon, kapag hindi ito tumama, magpo-proceed siya sa next one. Again, i-verify niya if this is true, balance minus check is equal to 0, then it will execute this statement. Now, pag wala pa rin tama dun sa mga true statements na nilagay mo, kasi itong dalawang to, it will proceed or it will lie on our false statement. So, else, balance is equal to balance minus check. So again, para mas ma-appreciate nyo to, meron tayong sample problem, which is your sample problem number 11. So create a VB project that enables the user to input shape names using a text box. So starting from circle, triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, dodecagon, decagon muna pala, and then dodecagon for 11 and so on and so forth. Display the number of sides the inputted shape has. If the text doesn't match one of these shapes, display not a valid shape. Okay? So kung papansin niyo, of course may limit lang yung kaya nating tanggapin. So from circle to decagon only, which is a range of 10 sides only. Ngayon, paano kung nilagay ko decagon? Hindi naman na siya kasali dun sa program ko. So of course, magpo-fall na siya dun sa else statement ko wherein not a valid shape. Okay? So for you guys to appreciate this one, so gawin natin to mismo. So meron tayong 4 components. So tanggalin ko lang ulit itong mga to. Kailangan natin ng text box, a label, what else, a button, and then another text box. Copy ko na lang para dalawang text box. And then a button. So, palitan ko lang yung font size. 25. So, okay. So, determine number of sides. Text. Determine number of, there you go. Input. Alright. So, meron na tong, ayan, meron na. So, kahit di naman tayo mag-paste dyan. So, program natin to. Tayo na mismo ang gumawa. Tanggalin ko na to kasi ito yung kanina. Okay. So, ang kailangan natin is i-verify kung yung word na yon is meron sa program natin. So, if textbox1, so verify natin, baka textbox2 to. So, textbox1 tong nasa taas, textbox2 naman tong nasa baba. If textbox1.text is equal to the word circle, so para hindi case sensitive itong pa natin, i-paste natin. laman ng text box. Para mapa-small letter man or capital letter, wala tayong problema. Okay? So, if text box on the text is equal to the word circle, then text box to the text. So, i-display natin siya dito sa text box 2. The text is equal to, so pwede tayong ganyan. The number of sides are, so lagyan ko ng space, is or are. N, sorry. Zero. Bakit ko pa pinaghiwalay? Else if, so create lang tayo ng another condition. If text box 1 is equal to, ano bang next sa square? Circle, square. Yan. Then, text box to the text will be equal to ilang sides? 3.
4.
Triangle pala muna. Ba't pala nawawala yung 3? Triangle muna tayo. Thank you for that one. Miss Fatima yating sumagot. Then, ayan. Oops, naulit yung then. So, else if ulit tayo. Square naman na to. And then, 4 na to. Else if ulit. So, square, pentagon, which is 5. Next one is hexagon, which is 6. Hexagon for 7. And then octagon for 8. And then for 9 is nonagon. And then lastly is decagon for 10. Hindi na natin ilalagay yung decagon for 11. So, ang gagamitin natin, else, ngayon, kapag walang tumama dito sa mga true statement natin, mag-fall na siya dito. Text box to the text is equal to the shape was input. Shape inputted was invalid. Yan. So check natin. Let's run the program. So circle, hindi kita. Bitang ko lang ito. Huwag natin dito para makita. Wait, ito lahat. So I hope kita na. So circle, dapat 0. Yan. For square is 4. For heptagon is 7. Now, let's say heptagons. Okay, so wala naman siya sa program natin. Of course, ang magpapakita dyan is invalid na. The shape inputted was invalid. Okay, pag nag-type din ako ng undecagon, which is wala din sa program natin, the shape is still inputted, invalid. Okay? So, ano na naman para sa sample problem number 11. So, any question or clarification so far?
None, sir. None, sir.
So, dalawa pala to. So, pwedeng gumamit ng OR, which is for rectangle, which is also 4. Alright, so next one. So, sample problem number 11B. So, ito is number 11A. This one is number 11B. Kasi, instead of using a text box, we're going to use a ready button. Okay? So, revise problem number 11 such that the user chooses various selections using checkbox to determine the number of sides of that polygon instead of typing the name of the polygon. So, pag clinic mo yung octagon, of course, 8 sides yung papakita. Pag decagon is of course 11. Pag square dapat 4. Okay? So ito na yung program niya mismo. So ito naman, pag naka-check, of course, yung value nun is true. Ngayon kapag hindi siya naka-check, of course, ang value nun is false. So ginawa lang niya is, binarify lang niya if radio button 1, that check is equal to true, then it will display in text box 1 that text 0. Since radio button 1 is circle. And radio button 2 is triangle. So kapag true yon, pag na-checkan, so 3 yung magpapakita sa text box 1 that text natin. And so on and so forth hanggang maabot mo yung undecagon. Okay? So hanggang duodecagon pala, which is 12 sides. Alright? So ganun naman para sa revision nito. Sobrang dali lang din. And then next one is sample problem number 12. So you were hired by PagCore as part of a programming team in charge of automating its bingo game. Okay, so alam nyo na to kung naglalaro man kayo ng bingo. So your task is to write a program that will accept an integer whose value is 1 to 75. So your program should determine and print the letter that corresponds to that number. So numbers from 1 to 15 is for letter B, 16 to 30 is for letter I, and then 31 to 45 is letter N, 46 to 6 is G, and then 61 to 75 is letter O. Alright, so ito yung interface or sample interface mismo. So meron tayong numeric up-down dito. So you're going to select a number. So this one is ranging from 1 to 75. Okay, so kapag tumapat kayo, let's say, yan, sa 34, of course, ranging from 31 to 45 is letter N. So letter N yung magpapakita dito sa text box natin. Okay, so kapag, let's say, 14, which is ito na, 1 to 15, letter B naman yung magpapakita. Okay, so here is the solution or the code of that one. So, ang program niya is yung numeric up-down. Okay? And then, nag-declare siya ng num, which is the value of our numeric up-down. Okay? So, ano man yung value ng numeric up-down, we'll go to the variable num. Then, pwede natin i-compare. So, if num is ranging from 1 to 15, then display in label the text equal to B. If it's ranging from 16 to 30, then that's letter I. 31 to 45 is letter N. And so on and so forth. Okay? So, gawin natin to. Pero in my case, ipapakita ko siya sa text box. Ano ba yung nakalagay doon? Select number. And then this one is not text box. Ito rin babaw. And numeric up down. Ito pala yung size. Masyadong maliit. 25. There you go. Then, tanggalin ko na pala to. Di na kailangan yan. Double clicking numeric up down. Tanggalin ko na rin to. Di na rin to kailangan. Kasi magkakaroon lang tayo ng error. Alright. So, if, declare muna pala tayo. Num as integer. Okay, so saan magagaling yung value ng num? So, magagaling siya sa numeric up down that value that that value lang ba? Check natin. That value lang. Okay? So, pag nakuha na natin yung value mismo ng numeric up down, pwede na natin compare. So, if num is greater than or equal to 1 and num is less than or equal to 15, then 15 ba yan? Tama. Then, so sa akin ilalagay ko siya sa text box 1.text. Kasi sa program natin, nilagay niya sa label. So, pwede rin naman Pero in my case, ilalagay ko sa text box. Or message box na lang para maiba. Message box. There you go. Else if, so if num is ranging from 16 to 30, so pasensya na, hindi ko kabisado yung sa bingo. Display naman natin sa message box is letter I. So, ito, 31 to 45. Letter N naman to. Okay. Next one is 46. 46 to 60. Letter G naman to. And lastly is 61 to 75. Will be letter O. Else, O. Alright. So, ang maximum value natin is hanggang O lang. So, kapag nag-exceed tayo ng 75, O pa rin yung magpapakita. Okay? So, test natin yung program. So, 1 is letter B. Ayan. Tanggalin natin itong Tanggalin ko itong text box. Right, so B. So, close muna to. Mag-increment ulit ako ng isa. Still letter B. Hassle pala kapag message box. Inabawi ko na yung sinasabi ko. Text box na lang. Kailangan mong i-okay from time to time. Is equal to 0. Text box 1. Lagyan na ba ako ng text box? Palitan ko lang to into 45 para kitang-kita. Okay, so ayusin ko lang to. Equals. There you go. Para mabilis lang. So B hanggang 15. 16 naman na hanggang 35 is I. Ayan. 35 ba? 30 lang yata. Ayan. 31 above. 31 hanggang 45 pala is letter N. 46 hanggang 60 is G. And then 61 to 75 is O. And then, oops, hindi ko pala napalitan yun. Kailangan natin. Okay, so pwede nyo i-manual yan. Actually, yan. So let's say sumabra na kayo sa 75. So letter O pa rin yung magpapakita. Since net natin na kapag more than 75 na or else will be letter O pa rin. Okay? Alright, so any question or clarification so far?
None, sir.
Okay. So, ano ba ang kailangan kong i-mention? Alright, so again, reminder lang ulit, meron kayong additional quiz para dito sa Module 2 which is yung sample problem number 3 ba yan? Yung salary, yung bonus, compute yung bonus. And then, so tatapusin natin to. So kung papansinin nyo, ito na yung kailangan nyo para dun sa pizza. So I hope natapos na natin yung kalahati. Meron ng idea kung paano gagawin or kung paano gawin yung pizza. Though in-upload ko na yung parang mini version kung paano nyo kukunin yung summation ng neto. Okay, dun sa pizza ordering system na gagawin nyo, which is your laboratory number 1. Alright, so kung wala ng question, so pwede na kayo mag-leave. Meet na lang ulit tayo next meeting. That will be on Thursday. Okay, so tatapusin natin tong module 2 natin. So meron pang 23 slides pa. 33 slides. So hindi na lang yan. Alright, sige. Kung wala ng question, so pwede na mag-leave. Alright. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Good day po.
Thank you then. Bye-bye.